Class. Okay, we are here. Last session we talked about the brake system, and just to remind ourselves what we learned about the brake system. You can tell us what we learned about the brake system. Yes, what
We learned about the functions of the brake system.
the function of the brake system, and we say that the first function is to stop the vehicle, reduce the speed of the vehicle. What else do we talk about on brake system? Yes, Kibet. Types of brake system. Yes, Victor. Drum brake system.
We have pneumatic brake.
Pneumatic brake system. Disc brake. Another thing that we learn about brake system.
The component of the brake system.
Component of brake system. Let's clap for him. So for today's session, we are here we want now to come in contact of this brake system. We want now to assess the brake component, how they look like, and how they function, and how they operate. So this is our vehicle. I think it has the disc brake, and for you to service a brake system, there are some procedures and there are some things you must put in place, and you must make sure that they are there for you to start servicing the brake system. So to assess this component, you must make sure that you are in the right attire, the way you are. And then another thing, you make sure that there is a hydraulic check, or the normal check that we normally use. But for this time, we have the hydraulic check. This is hydraulic check. And when you press like this, it starts lifting the vehicle up. So we have also a combination of spanner here. You can see them. We have the safety stand. We have the flats here because we need them. Sometimes when you are handling on the drum brake, you find that you need to loosen it for you to open it. So for today, here we have a combination of spanner. This is a combination. One of you can open it so that you can see. This is what we call open-ended spanner. Some they are a combined spanner. So we shall use them to dismantle the brake pads. So I want one person, because we want to go direct to the business. We want to assess now the brake component. We see how they are. We see how they function. And to assess the brake component, we go with the manufacturer specification. You don't just assess. Don't just open a brake pad and you just assess. We assess by the manufacturer specification. That's how they are set to work. So the first step, you need to make sure that the vehicle is on a flat surface. That is the first thing you must know, because safety is important and safety is paramount. So you must make sure that a vehicle is on a safety stand, it's on a flat surface. Then the next thing, you must make sure that you have applied the safety stand. It is not moving. So for our case, if somebody can check if our vehicle is in a safety stand. If it is there, you can just put that knee behind the vehicle so that it cannot move. So that's the second step. Then the third step, now you jack the vehicle. So somebody to jack the vehicle, a volunteer to jack the vehicle. You can remove this one above. Before you jack the vehicle, you must, because we are handling the brake system, you must loosen the nuts on the brake, on the tire. Because when you have lifted up, you cannot loosen the nuts. So you must loosen it first. You loosen it so it, as you raise the vehicle up, you can remove the tire smoothly without any hindrance. So after you have made sure that they are loosened, now you can jack the vehicle up. Now another person to jack the vehicle up, and you make sure that the jack is holding on the chassis. Unless if you remember with it, you can destroy the body of the vehicle. You make sure that the jack is put at the suspension system, so you can confirm before you jack. Is it clear? That is okay. Now you jack the vehicle up. Then there is a stand. There is a stand that, a safety stand that holds the vehicle up, because this is a hydraulic machine, and a hydraulic machine may fail. So when you have lifted the vehicle up like this, then you apply the safety stand. Place the safety stand. And safety is paramount. Make sure that that stand check it out. Now after there, now you can loosen slowly so that the vehicle can stand on, can relax on the safety stand. That's good. You can appreciate for him. So the second step, after you have lifted your vehicle up, the second step, now you remove the tire for you to access the brake component. Remove the tire. So after removing the tire, you must locate where the brake components are. As the way he is seeing. After removing your tire, you don't put it aside, you put it here. It's one of your safety. Because the safety stand can fail. As it fails, the vehicle must find things that it can rest. Unless if it lands down, it may destroy things here, suspension system and other components that are beneath the vehicle. So the next step, this is now the brake component. Yes. This is the brake component. We have a linkages that is connecting to the master cylinder, where the brake fluid is now applied. So the first step, you need to untighten the caliper. So somebody to untighten the caliper and remove it. Yes, master. For our case, we are handling the disc brake. We are handling the disc brake. So there is a pipe here. This pipe, it has a fluid. You must make sure that that fluid is not thrown down. So you must handle it with care. So this is our caliper. This is our brake caliper. Are you seeing?
Yes.
Inside the brake caliper, we have what did we say is this one?
That's a piston.
The piston.
Yes.
What is the function of the piston?
Compress this.
To push
Press and release.
and release. To press and to push and release the brake disc on the disc. Brake pad, I mean, on the disc.
While the brakes are
While the brakes are applied.
applied.
Here, what is then the disc inside, we have the seal. What is the function of the seal? To prevent leakages. Leakages of what? Brake fluid. So we have the seal inside
Piston.
inside the piston. So this is the pipe. This is the pipe. This is where the fluid it is connected to the brake pedal. So when you apply the pressure on the brake pedal, it now pushes the fluid. Now the fluid it pushes the piston. Now the piston the brake pads. Now the brake pads they are sandwiched on the disc. So the brake is applied. So you assess. First of all, you assess this caliper. Is it worn out? You must know if the brake caliper is worn out. And how will you know that the brake caliper is worn out? We said that. Yes, Godfrey.
When we have scratches on the inner part of the caliper.
When we have the scratches in the inner part of the caliper, another sign
When you have the scratches on the disc.
on the
Side
disc.
of the disc.
Or you can check on the disc. Another sign.
Check on the leakages of the seal.
We are talking about if the caliper is worn out. The sign. Yes, Victor.
When there is cracks.
Cracks on it. Sio? So another sign that it shows that the brake caliper are worn out. Yes, Godfrey.
When the pin holding the caliper
On the system.
Yes.
Yeah, on the disc.
Has cracked. Has broken.
As broken. Another sign, because this caliper is the one that hold the pads, brake pads, you can see if the brake pads are fitting in this space. So if you see that the brake pads are not fitting and they are not worn out, then that shows that the caliper is worn out. Another thing that you need to assess here, the piston. How will you see that the piston is worn out? Yes, Alex.
When there is leakage, it means that the piston is loosened, so the brake fluid is able to get it.
Right, we can clap for him. When the brake fluid is able to penetrate, and once the brake fluid penetrates, what will happen?
There will be leakages and the brakes will not be efficient.
It will lose its friction and efficiency. So the brake pads will not apply. And when the brake pads are not applied on the disc, what will happen to the disc? Yes, Godfrey.
The disc will not be stationary, so it will
That is correct. The disc will not be stationary. It will continue doing what? Rotating. So that means that the brake, it will not be applied. Another thing that we assess on the brake component is the seal. So what shows that the seal is worn out?
When the disc is, or the system is water or wet.
Wet, the system itself. So you will find that the whole system is wet, including the disc brake and the caliper itself. Another thing that we assess on the brake components, yes, Gideon.
The size of brake pads.
The size of the brake pad is very important. They have a specification. And you must know the manufacturer specification before you install it back to the brake system. So you must take the lining. If the lining worn out, if they are worn out, replace or go and do what? Refill the brake pad. Then another thing that you assess on the brake pad, if the brake pad are cranked. So if they are cranked, what should you do? You replace the new ones, because that one you cannot go and fill because they are cracked. You go and replace the new ones. Another thing that we assess, yes,
The quality of the brake pads, the materials which are
the material that which are made. You assess, you see if it is according to the manufacturer specification. If not, replace. Another thing that we assess, yes, Alex.
we assess the disc to ensure that it will able to function to hold the caliper.
Good. You assess the disc. This is now the disc. So you can assess this disc. Somebody can just come and touch. Somebody can just touch the disc. What are you feeling?
Some roughness there.
Some roughness there.
Yes.
So that one shows that
We have also it has been worn out. Because we have some-
so the roughness is as a result of cracks in the brake pad. So sometimes if you see this has some roughness, check on the brake pad. You can apply the sandpaper. You sand the brake pad to make sure that it is according to manufacturer specification. Another thing that you assess on the brake is what? You assess the pipe, this pipe. And for you to assess the pipe, you must access to where it goes. Somebody can just come and open here. Can just open it. So there is this pipe that has connected, it has run to the master cylinder, the brake master cylinder. So you must check that that pipe if it is working. If it has some leakage, you replace, because that is a rubber. Once it has leakage, you cannot repair it. So you check the pipe. Then another thing, you come to the master cylinder. Can come this side. You come to the master cylinder. This is now what we call brake master cylinder. You check if it is returning the fluid or not. If not, check. See if it is according to the manufacturer specification. You can see the pipe taking the fluid inside the master cylinder, and check the pipe that taking the fluid from the master cylinder. Then another thing that you need to assess, what is the another thing that you need to assess on this master cylinder? Yes, Tibet. The level of brake fluid. And for you to assess the level of brake fluid, it must be according to manufacturer specification. If not, then apply the required brake fluid in the master cylinder for your brake to function well. Sometimes a customer may come, or a vehicle in the industry may come that a brake is not applying. So the first thing you must check the brake fluid. Is it in the required level of manufacturer specification? If not, then apply the brake fluid according to manufacturer specification. Another thing that we check on brake master cylinder. Yes, Gideon.
Leakages on the master cylinder.
Leakages. This is just a metal. Sometimes a cast material. Sometimes because of the vibration of the vehicle, it may have a leakage. So check on it. Then another thing, we check on the brake booster. So what will you check on the brake booster? Yes, Godfrey.
If it supplies the maximum amount of the brakes will apply
If it supplies a maximum amount of pressure as you apply. This is the component that helps you, that convert your pressure that is applied on the brake pedal so that enough pressure is applied to the brake down there. So you assess the brake booster. You see if it is working according to manufacturer specification. Another thing that we assess, you can also assess the connection in between the master cylinder and it. You see if it is according to manufacturer specification. If not, what? What will you do?
less.
You replace. Sometimes the nut holding the master cylinder on the brake, on the booster, may be worn out. So replace, check also the nuts. Are they okay? If not okay, replace the nut. Then another thing that you check on the booster with the master cylinder, the connection between the master cylinder and the brake booster. Check if it is rightly connected. Because if the vehicle walks for a longer distance, sometimes the connection, because of vibration, you may find that the connection is not in its position. So you check if it's not working. If it is working, then you leave. But if it needs improvement, you improve on it according to manufacturer specification. We can move to this side. You can open this door. You can come this side. You can come this side. I want you to see something. So we have the brake pedal. You check the brake pedal if it is working. You check its linkages, where it is linked. You check the adjustment. Is it according to the manufacturer specification and according to the vehicle type or vehicle model? You check, is it according how it should be? So somebody can just enter here and check if it is working. If not, is it okay? Okay. Now that is what it's okay. How are you feeling? A bit pressure. Yeah. So that means that the brake pedal is working. So that is the brake component, how they are. So I want us to finish to the other side. Now you have checked all the components. You can come out or just remain there. Don't close this one. So we have assessed. If you find that the brake system is now in a good condition, now you replace. And to replace is to return the brake system, brake pads, a brake caliper on how they are. For our case, we have assessed and find that the brake system or the brake component, it is where. Now it's time we do what? We reinstall. So somebody to reinstall. Yes, master. This is now the brake pad. You check the surface. Is it worn out? If worn out, you replace. This is now, there is another thing that, this is, you don't need to struggle with this one. You don't need to struggle with this one. Because the brake pad, the piston is out. There's a way you just pull it slowly, then it comes, it returns it in its position. So just do it as I have done it. Now you can now replace. You don't apply much energy there or effort. Somebody to remove the tire. Return the tire. Return very well. Make sure that it is seated on its position. To make sure, and when you are tightening, you tighten across the tire. What is the reason behind?
Want the tire to balance
On the wheel,
Uniformity.
on the wheel hub and uniformity,
yes.
like the way Victor is doing now. The way Victor is doing. So you can tighten a bit to make sure that the tire is sitting in its hub position. It is okay, it's okay. Now you can now check the vehicle, you remove the safety stand. You can now unjack. You can unjack. Slowly. You do it slowly. Don't do it. You do it slowly in a slow motion. So now you tighten the nut. So after you have done this, now somebody goes to the vehicle. You do what? You do the brake bleeding before you test. So you can just come and do the brake bleeding. We use 12 spanner. You can just somebody to go inside the vehicle. You can do brake bleeding as you press the brake pedal, and you rotate a quarter a turn. You rotate a quarter a turn. That is okay. Kanyaga. It is okay. A quarter a turn. It is okay.
Yes.
Now our vehicle is okay.
Yes.
Now the last step, you test the vehicle, you see if it is working. If the brake system it is working. Now that's how we service and assess the brake component. So I want you to go and write a report on servicing and assessing vehicle brake system. That assignment I want it by next week, due date 15th of November 2024. So class rep, you will just collect it and return it. I get it in my office. Yeah. Any question? Okay, let's meet next session.
Thank you.